In my previous life, my girlfriend's childhood friend impersonated a rich heir and messed around with the fake power he had. I exposed him, and he crashed his car into me. In my final moments, my girlfriend's sister begged on her knees, pleading for my girlfriend's aid, hoping she could save me. But my girlfriend did nothing. He wouldn't do that. Zacharias is beyond this. He would never dirty his hands for a nobody like this guy. He might be my boyfriend, but that doesn't mean he can do anything he wants. He'd better know his place. My girlfriend's sister remained on the ground for 3 days. In the end, Zacharias dragged her away, violated her, and killed her. Even at my dying breath, my girlfriend was still covering up for her childhood friend. She refused to believe Zacharias hit someone with a car and violated her sister. And then I was reborn. This time, I did not beg and plead for my girlfriend to give me a moment of her time. I called my brother instead. Hey, yeah, it's me. Some bastard impersonated me and is dragging my name through the mud. I need you to take that guy out. Also, I'm not marrying Annabelle Lawson. I'm taking her sister instead. I gave the Lawsons a lot of resources so they could grow. And what did I get in the end? An ungrateful woman who would leave me stranded and dying all for another man. With all their resources pulled, Annabelle and her childhood friend would be saying goodbye to their good old days and hello to their personal hell. Chapter 1 Rebirth. You're going to pay for embarrassing me, Horatio. You were all smug when you exposed men, weren't you? Now say goodbye. You're just a broke-ass kid. Annabelle doesn't even like you. She's going to cover for me even if I kill you right here. I heard Zacharias Wisher's voice, but before I could do anything, I felt the headlights zooming closer. The car trampled over me, and pain stabbed through my body like a sea of swords swarming its victim. Oh, yeah, I was reborn, and it was at the very moment Zacharias hit me with his car. My phone lay beside me, broken but also connected to my girlfriend. She was speaking, but her voice was laced with disdain. Stop calling me, Horatio. I know you're trying to drive a wedge between me and Zacharias because you're jealous of him. He'd never hit you with a car. His car is worth millions. Your life's not worth one crash. Make up a believable lie next time. She went silent, perhaps waiting for my answer. I did not explain myself or beg for her help like I did in my previous life. I didn't try to expose Zacharias to her either. I watched Zacharias drive off into the distance. With all the strength I could muster, I hung up on Annabelle and made one final call with whatever remained of my phone's battery. The call went through. Despite the pain, I said, "Gregory, help." My ears were ringing. Maybe Gregory answered me, but I couldn't hear him. I was sure he would show up, however. Gregory Liefenstein was my brother, and he adored me. I was also the heir of my family, second to Gregory, and the family kept me well protected. Keeping a low profile and dating Annabelle Lawson was the most they could tolerate before they blew up. If they knew someone attacked me, they would make sure the perpetrator went through their own worst hell before sending them to purgatory. I was dragging myself toward the edge of the road, but then Zacharias drove back. The window rolled down, and he looked at me darkly. Annabelle said you could be alive. I just wanted to be sure. My heart sank. If he were to hit me again, I'd die for real this time. He was going to step on the gas, and I was going to make peace with whatever higher power there was out there. But a crimson car came out of nowhere and crashed into Zacharias' Maybach. A lady got out of the car and came running toward me. "Are you all right, Horatio?" she shouted, panic dripping from her voice. Wendy Lawson. She was Annabelle's sister. In my previous life, she asked for help from all the people she knew. She even went down on her knees, but in the end, she was violated right in front of my hospital bed, and she lost her life. Zacharias was the culprit. Words weren't enough to describe what I was feeling, though guilt and gratitude stood out most. I swore I would keep her safe this time. No harm would come to her. One thing stood out to me, though. Why was she here? How'd she know? I had no time to ponder, and I shoved her away. "Leave. You need to go." There was no time. Zacharias was already behind her, and he yanked Wendy's hair. "Who the hell are you, bitch? Do you have any idea who I am? I'm going to kill this worthless bastard. Get in my way, and I'll kill you too." He slammed his foot into Wendy's belly, and she started sweating in pain. Even so, she gathered up all her strength and chomped down on Zacharias' hand. Zacharias gasped in pain. He grabbed a stone and swung it at Wendy's head. Blood spilled, and my heart wrenched in pain. I roared, "That's Annabelle's sister. She's going to kill you if she finds out you hurt her sister." Chapter 2 Ignorant Bodyguard. Zacharias froze, but then he smiled evilly. He slapped her hard, and Wendy fell to the ground. The bastard started taking out his belt. And so what? She should thank her lucky stars. I want her. I'm the Liefenstein second in line. Her family only lives thanks to me. I'll tell Annabelle that you're the one who attacked her sister. It's your word against mine. She's going to kill you, and it'll have nothing to do with me. I was panicking, but my legs were broken, and I couldn't move. I spilled the truth. Enough. I'm the Liefenstein second in line. Wendy is under my protection. Touch her, and my family will make the rest of your life your worst personal hell. Zacharias guffawed. Nice acting, but the Liefenstein's heir has confessed that I'm his brother. You don't get to impersonate me. That shocked me. No one told me about that. My parents were deeply in love and had no children outside of their marriage. Gregory told me I was his only brother, so who was this guy? Before I could figure it out, Zacharias came up to me, dark and venomous. He was going to kick me. There was a river down there. If that kick were to connect, I'd die. I pushed myself up with whatever strength I had left. I had to save myself. Then, Wendy lunged at Zacharias and grabbed his calf like our lives depended on it. "Go, go, Horatio, go. I'll hold him off." Her insistence infuriated Zacharias. He was about to attack both of us, but then the roars of a helicopter's rotors interrupted him. My family was here. The secretary leaped off the helicopter and saved Wendy and me. Someone knocked Zacharias out and dragged him to God's knew where. Wendy passed out from the shock, and I told someone to take her to the hospital immediately. My bones were broken, but I just tied something around the wounded part to keep it stable. I waited outside the ER for what seemed like an eternity, but eventually, Wendy was pushed into a ward, and I calmed down. I called Gregory and told him I was safe. I also told him about my story, and he was livid. Give me their names. Damn it, work got me. Or I'd have been there myself. I'd break the bastard. They'll never know peace. I really didn't want him to make this bigger than it should be. I'm getting married next month, Gregory. The bride's not going to be Annabelle, though. Surprised, Gregory asked. Not Annabelle? You've dated her religiously for 3 years. I thought she was the one. No, she's not. I'm marrying Wendy instead. And I'm taking back all the resources I invested in Annabelle. I thought of Annabelle as the love of my life, but she saw me as her simp. She saw me as a plaything her friends could insult however they wanted. In my previous and present lives, she was staunchly on Zachariah's side. My disappointment in her could go no higher. Gregory said solemnly, of course. The secretary's coming back, but the bodyguards are going to stay. Rest up, recover, and don't even think about hiding any details from me. I will turn every stone if I have to. I will find out who hurt you and break them piece by piece. And he hung up before I could say anything. I was going to ask him about Zacharias, but that would have to wait. I was going to check on Wendy, but then the sounds of hurried footsteps echoed in the corridor. I looked up and was met with a furious Annabelle. She slapped me hard. The crisp ring echoed in the hallway. She demanded, are you mad? I can't believe you hired someone to attack Zacharias. He's the Liefenstein's second in line. Do you have any idea how protective his brother is? You're dead. My head turned to the side, but I smiled derisively. Liefenstein? He's a wisher. Annabelle said, you don't know the first thing about this. The Liefenstein couple had him years after they had their first. Of course, they adore him. The whole family keeps a very close eye on him. It's natural they want him to live a low-profile life. I'm childhood friends with him, and I only found out about his real identity. You can't possibly know anything, you bumpkin. And then Zacharias showed up. He should have been in a warehouse, beaten blue and black, yet the bodyguard captain was leading them to us. Annabelle looked at me gleefully. She thought I was done for. I was wondering why he was let out, and the bodyguard captain came up to me. Just when I thought he came to my defense, he whipped out his baton and swung it at me. How dare you attack the family second in line? You're dead. Let this be a lesson. The baton hit my head hard, and blood was trickling out of my wound. My sight was dyed crimson, and my head was spinning. I thought I was going to faint again. The bodyguard captain was glaring at me fiercely, as if the man behind him was his employer. Stunned, I blurted, are you mad? I'm the Liefenstein's second in line, not him.